Okay, so I've given up on trying to integrate Polymer into my currently existing Drupal websites, and I'm going to focus on other projects, like making a shop, maybe like Bikefix, which primarily gets paid through PayPal. So let's make a PayPal link because that's the easiest way to get paid that I know of, without having to set up accounts and stuff. You sort of set up an account, but it's quite easy. So share my screen. And where are we? So this is a PayPal link generator, PayPal link maker, and so you can see these are the parameters that get put in. This is the link that gets put out, and here's a preview. So you could have this as a as a dynamic Polymer element, and it should be totally awesome. So let's see if we can build that. Just finding another. Should I add another tab? No. For a link maker. There we go. Right. So let's get started. Right, what's it going to do? It's going to make a PayPal link. And what should we call it? PayPal link. PayPal link. Now, well, I think it would just be inline, and by default, elements are inline, so we don't need that at all. So we're just going to have the link, link, which we're going to generate using those parameters we talked about. So that's going to be a Polymer link. Now, except, of course, it's href, and it's going to have some body to the link. Now, what should we call that? Link text. Let's just put text. Or we could have the content in there. Now that would be clever, because then you could just wrap your whatever you're wanting to link with this. So let's say a Marcus, and then close link. Now, obviously, it's going to have some parameters like amount. We can probably get these from the link itself. I'm going to put a link in here. So this is the link we just generated on the other site. So to keep things simple, I have amount, and that the amount is going to be 200, and item name, which is equal to 1, 2, 3. Oh, Oops, what did I do there? Yeah, so we've got this payer name, person who's paying, so name. Now we could have name of payer. Sort of makes sense. We could just say payer. And no shipping. Well, if shipping is an option, we should have that as well. Say payer Marcus on this case. Well, that doesn't make sense. Let's say Rob, because he pays me sometimes. No shipping. One. So I suppose that's 1 or 0. Currency code. No. In here. I didn't know that that was the case. Currency code was USD. And language. English. Okay, so now we've got something to refer back to. Now we want to be able to calculate the link. So let's calculate the link by something called get link. And it's going to return a string. Broken up by these values. So I'm going to pop them in as I do it. Right, so first up, payer on one OS payer's name. I don't think I think I must have accidentally written over some of this. Let me get it again. Let's call it payer. That's not very nice of them. See. Okay. I don't know what payer on one thing is. Anyway, the variable for payer is what I put in there. So let's just try this out. So we're going to break the string into 2 parts and have payer as the first variable. And reference 321. Does a reference item name? It's all very complicated. Let's see if we can bring it what we had before up there. Item underscore name is not a good name. Let's have it. Item hyphen name. I don't think I added the description for the product or a reference number. Oh, the description is item name, isn't it? Or is it? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, there was a reference number 321. Let's have a reference in there then. Okay, no hyphen shipping. And this is for language. LC doesn't mean anything to me. LANG would be. Right, let's go back to our. Oh no, we lost it. No, I didn't really have much in there, did I? So, right. Lang country code. Bad variable name. Go change your hyphens. No hyphen shipping. Good name. And payer. That's good. And item name. That's good. Reference number. Reference. Currency code. Yeah. Right. So this is really just filling in the variables for what's going to be passed in. But I would like to have like sensible defaults because it's a nice thing to have. So we got reference number amount and all that jazz, and it's all camel cased. Yep, rather than hyphenated. Control A. Let's see. We turn. Let's just have all these things added together to see that they all come out, because I've added quite a bit of complexity there. So we've got reference, amount, name, blah blah blah. link content close. Obviously the link is not being generated yet because we'll get link, but I haven't actually asked it to be the link. So link, and this is computed by. Hang on. Let's grab that because we're going to need it. This is where my next thing to do on this is to add the drop down for computed by, because this is getting silly. That looks right to me. What do you mean? Oh, maybe it doesn't like variable names. Anyway, I'll accept it even though it thinks it's wrong. Another thing to work on. And link is computed, so it's going to come out as whatever it comes out as. There is no need to. Do we need to notify it? No. That's all cool. Let's see if we get a link. Yeah, not linked. Get a link. Ah, you see, it was right. Drop down list is what we need. Now, obviously, not all of these are oops. That's, I don't know if I saved it. I don't think I did. Oh, phew. Right, so we got, yeah, I got two. Thank God it automatically saves it in local storage, or I'd be buggered. No. Now, because not everything has been added, I think it means I'll probably change the variable name or something. So I'll fix that up and then record another one of these. But the link is computed by. Oh, it's not. It was said. Put that in. Doesn't quite auto save enough. This is another thing maybe to be fixed. Get link, but that as a drop down would be super awesome. So now this will only get computed when all of these values here have been have got values. So very functional, lovely. And I think they have all got values. Let me paste that out in here. See. So reference, check. Amount, check. Item name, check. Payer, check. Where's the language? Shipping. That all is right to me. Oh, and it is linked. Yay! And it is linked to that place. So obviously I fixed something there by putting them in crate marks. Maybe I was missing a space there. Okay, so we've got all the values in. that we need to make the link. Now we need to put the missing stuff in. Oh, hang on. One very important thing that we haven't added. Who are you going to pay? So pay me, which is Marcus7777 at gmail.com. Need that. Now let's add that to well, it's sort of the most important thing, so let's put it first. Pay and okay, simple. So now, as you can see, this has been URL encoded for some things. Not the email address there, strangely. I think it should all be, Gmail, HTML encoded. Do we try that again? It says payer. This confuses me saying payer. Anyway, right. So let's replace these things as we find them in the here. So here is the whole link. Now, there's Marcus. So pay me. Now, I'm thinking of URL encoding these before they're put in. And no shipping. Currency code. Reference. Amount. As you can see, you've got quite a lot of bits and bobs to kind of think about. And it's quite good not to have too much to keep track of. So I find having everything on one page really helps. Item name. Because I'm easily distracted, especially by my own things. Here. Oh, and language, oh, which is the last thing anyway. So these on 0, OS 0, on 1, OS 1 must be some way of sending really cool things you make up, which is totally awesome. Because we might want to make up stuff when we're generating a link, like what their address is and what have you. Hopefully we get that all back with the payment. Right, let's see if it still works. Looks like a link to PayPal. Oh, wants me to log in to pay £100. No, $100. But that's cool. So I think that's a success. It's enough to start testing anyway. And now we have, so let's just run through it. We've got a link generator. We have all the things we need to go into the link. They haven't got a sensible default. Now, one thing which was a sensible default probably because no shipping, maybe you're just sending money, but maybe you're not. Maybe you do need a shipping address. This is definitely something that you probably want to be able to change. So, but it could have a sensible default. So let's kill that and see. Now we don't get a link because we haven't got all the variables. But if we add a sensible default for that, now obviously that needs to be translated into camel case, and no shipping is, it looked like oddly a number, so let's say 0 and it's a number. Don't know why that this, I need to get it to automatically verify, and that's fine. Anything else? Oh, I know. Pay should be a default of me. To make sure, you know, people accidentally pay me. No, that would be silly. So now you see it's a link again because we've added that default, and it's an already visited link. Reference number, amount, reference number, reference. You know, you might not add a reference. Let's make that a default of nothing. It's a string, and its default is never. And there we go, still got a link. Most people might pay in US dollars, but I think that should be specified. It's kind of important, as well as I'm not sure whether the pair really needs to be specified. Yeah. But it's a nice option, so let's have it just as an option. Oops. I like Chrome's new Control Z thing working across different different text boxes. Sort of. I quite like being able to undo things that I just did in the same box and not undoing everything else. But you know, it can be useful sometimes. name. I think most people are going to be English, so let's have that. String, and the default is English. Right, so pay Marcus US dollars an amount and the item name. Yeah, I think that's minimal. And you've got a link that works, even if you only add those. Now, quite a nice thing might be to document these. So that it can be in the documentation. So I'm just going to add them as objects, and then the next time I fix the code, I'll add it so that it adds the documentation for it without actually adding the property, because you only ever need to add a property if you want it to have a default value or a particular type to get it coerced, like we discussed before. And these are totally necessary, but I want to have them all documented. There we go. So now we've got a useful element, wraps text, so we could update what it does, makes a PayPal link. Yeah. Of the C demo. Okay. So now we've got a PayPal link generated by Marcus. Right, so let's get the code. I'm going to save that link. Oh, that added a space under there, don't need that. It's better. So this would be my demo. And I only need Polymer to do that. And as you can see, I've got spaces for them, even though they don't really need to be there, and I can turn it into documentation next time. And like I was saying, these variables could be wrapped in URL component encoding. And yeah, so I'll publish this to GitHub and add the link. And yep. So I'll publish this to GitHub, share the link with you, and there we go. We'll have another useful element in Open Elements, because I'll add this one to Open Elements as well. Sweet. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.